Hello and welcome to all you Aries people. Hello and welcome for your monthly horoscope for April 2015, and happy birthday when it is your birthday. And again, a lot is happening, and therefore I made a separate video of the lunar eclipse. If you want to know more about the lunar eclipse, just check out that video. I will put a link below. But what is this month all about for you Aries people? Well, of course, let's start with the eclipse, and then there's something I want to say about Venus, also having an important aspect with Saturn and Neptune. But again, the eclipse, what does it mean for you? Now, a lunar eclipse is about clarification. It's about insights. It's about things become very, very clear. And of course, for better or for worse. Because when we seem to understand how the puzzle is placed there, for some people that will be great, and for other people that will be, oh my goodness, what have I been doing lately? I need to adjust here. So it depends on your context, of course, but whatever it is a very a time of perspective, and this is emphasized by the asteroid Psyche because of its special position. Psyche will be in your sign, and on the eclipse on the 4th, it will be very close to the Sun, which is also in your sign, and to Uranus and Mercury. So what is Psyche all about? It's about your soul and your spirit. And what's the Sun all about? Because it's right next to the Sun, it's also spirit and also consciousness. So there's a lot of spiritual information, and there's a lot about spiritual connection, you could say, almost with your very deepest core, and with, if you believe in God, with God. If you don't believe in God, with the universe, that because you are you don't control the universe 100%, you are part of it. Now, this is very important because not only because this happened around the eclipse, it's important because it emphasizes the authenticity of people. And Aries people are very authentic, and in general, because what you see is what you get. And this is all happening in your sign. The Sun will be in your sign, and Psyche will be in your sign. So this revelation, almost, you could say, is happening with you. But it relates to other people, because the moon at that time will be in your 7th house of close relationships. It's not only love relationships, it can be clients if you work with clients, or it can be a business partner if you work with a business partner. There is something revealing itself, especially also with relationships. Now, the moon in Libra is on an emotional level, because people tend to be a bit more emotional when it comes to lunations, eclipses, lunar eclipses especially. But it's in Libra, and Libra is a sign of, you know, it thinks before it does. And therefore, it kind of makes a balance between your sign, which is all about doing and then thinking, and the Libra sign. So there's also some restless energy going on, because Uranus and Pluto is triggered by the eclipse. Uranus is in your sign, Pluto in Capricorn, it is all triggered. So there is opportunity to shift 180 degrees when it comes to yourself and when it comes to other people. So and it depends on your context. It depends on your situation. So if you have been dealing with very bad and negative and toxic relationships, this is now a month that you can cut the cords, because there is this sort of detachment feeling going on with the Uranus there. And Uranus is a planet that when it had enough, when it has enough of something, it cuts the cords. So and I think because Psyche is there and is so connected to our soul, and I hope that people will disconnect with the things that they need to disconnect with, and in order for them to get along with the path that they should take, because that's all the growth, isn't it? We don't always know, are we on the right path in this context with relationships or with ourselves. It can maybe you are single and you're realizing this need that you want to connect with other people, and that shifts your attitude so that you can relate to others more in the future. So whatever that your situation is, it is clear that there is a possibility to shift your... so even when you had a situation for years and years and years and you've been stuck and so on, this is now a month, April, to shift that. All the Aries people will feel it, but of course the ones who have, because this eclipse is happening at 14 degrees of Libra, the ones who have planets in Aries around 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 degrees of Aries will feel it the most. And that these will be the people that have that were born around the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th of April. So you will feel it the most. There will be the most shifts there that are possible. If you have a birthday around the 4th of April, now this is gonna be a very important year for you. With a lot of changes and with a lot of changes that go very deep and that will have its consequences for the upcoming further years, because you don't have an eclipse every time on your birthday. Sometimes that only happens once or twice, maybe in a lifetime. So but there is clearance, and I think if people try to stay calm and try to, and probably they will feel very restless, but because the moon is in Libra and the Libra tends to, you know, what's right or wrong, they won't just take a decision out of nowhere. So I think you can rely on that. Another thing that is going on is that Venus, the planet of what we like, what we love, what we enjoy, the planet of love, the planet of connecting with others, the planet of our enjoyment, will be as from the 12th in the sign of Gemini, and that will be your 3rd house. And this is a bit minor, this is a bit less important, but what is interesting is that this Venus will be triggered by the Saturn and the Neptune square, which is the fight between reality versus idealism, the dream versus the true reality. So you can feel a bit frustrated around the middle of the month, but it's only a couple of days, so don't worry about that. But the thing is that the frustration will only be there if you have been dreaming too much. So this energy is there to adjust yourself to reality again, or if you haven't been working hard enough, then the adjustments is needed to put yourself more to work. And it is in your 3rd house, which is the house of communication, which is the house of siblings, which is the house of your environment. So maybe in your communication you want to change, and or you want to write something, you want to learn something new, you want to learn a new skill, that's also the 3rd house, or you want to go on a short trip. All these things are possible, but the chances that you get disappointed will diminish or will become less and less if you be very realistic, if you were dreaming too much, or if you work hard for it. So it's that balance between reality versus vision. So that's it for you, Aries people. Very important month for you as a person, for you as an individual, and and remember that psyche is very important, that authenticity, what your soul wants on a deep level, and try to be still in order for you to investigate where that comes from. You've got Saturn in your 9th house, so that can help you to try to connect with the divine, try to connect with God if you believe in God, but with the divine, because it's in the stillness that you can find your true soul path. So thank you very much for listening. Wishing you all the best, you Aries people. Check out the other video if you like, if you want to know more about eclipses, and see you next month. Bye bye.